Hello. I'm very excited to be teaching a fierce warrior yoga class today. Before I get started, let me just check that audio and all that's working okay. Can someone who's on give me a quick thumbs up in the chat room? Just make sure that things are looking good. My girl Cynthia always coming through with the mic check. All right. Great. Well, as people start to filter in, I'm going to just get started in the class. We have 1 hour, at least. It might go a little bit over. Where's everyone got to go? So today's class will be focused on building heat, strength, and endurance. The focus will be warriors. Today, we're all going to embody our inner warrior. If you're like me, in this time of uncertainty, you might be feeling a little bit helpless, a little bit out of control. And for me personally, what always works is finding control in places where I have that ability, where I can control my circumstances, I can control what I do. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to embrace the warrior lifestyle. We're going to get intense, we're going to get sweaty, and I would recommend having a little towel with you, maybe a little bit of water as well. I have both with me. So yeah, go ahead and get set up on your mat, and we'll start with a breathing pranayama to start building heat internally within our breath system before we start taking it out into the physical practice. So let's all go ahead and sit down on our mats. I'm going to recommend that we all come to what's called Vajrasana, which is a thunderbolt pose. So if you can, prop your feet up like so and sit back on your heels. If this is not comfortable, if it's too much of a strain on your heels or on your knees, you can also come down onto the backs of your heels. If this is also not comfortable, if you have sensitive knees or if you're nursing any injuries, just come down to a normal cross-legged position. My notes handy. All right. Starting from our Vajrasana, whatever seated posture we're in, go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to start with nasal breathing. So go ahead and seal your lips and start drawing in deep inhales through your nostrils only. And exhale. One more time, deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Now, as you go into your next inhale, close off the back of your throat by moving your tongue backwards as if you're about to swallow. And then again, breathe in through the nose, but this time you should hear a deeper, almost ocean-like sound. This is called the Ujjayi breath, or the victorious breath. As you continue with your inhales and exhales, completely emptying the belly of any air. Inhale one more time deeply. At the bottom of that exhale, we're going to start moving bring in some physical practice into this breathing as well. So inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, we're going to cactus the arms. Bring your elbows out to the sides, pinching your shoulder blades in towards each other and down the spine. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms meet. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, arms up overhead. Remember your Ujjayi breath. Exhale. All right, at the bottom of that last exhale, go ahead and come onto all fours in a tabletop position. You want your palms down on your mat, just directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. We'll move into a small series of cat-cow to start warming up the spine. So on your inhale, push the mat away, arch your spine, lift your gaze, open your chest. And exhale, starting from the tailbone, curl your spine in, push your navel to your spine and push all the air out. Inhale, lift the chest, arch the spine. Exhale, empty the belly. One more time. Inhale, cow pose, lift the chest and the gaze. Exhale, hollow the belly, push the mat away, broadening your shoulder blades. From here, we're going to start coming into a little bit of dynamic movement. So watch me first before you get into this. We're going to inhale, push back into an active child's pose. So you're not going to rest your forehead down. Just push the hips back over the heels. Inhale, we're going to exhale, push the hips back. Inhale, start to slide your chest forward, just barely grazing the mat, and lift the chest up. Of your body as you lift up. Exhale, push back, active child's pose. Inhale, pull forward, cobra push-up. One more time, push back, child's pose. And come forward, cobra push-up. From here, this time, go ahead and push your hips back up all the way, coming into a downward dog position. Pedal the feet out just a couple of times. Get comfortable, stretch out your spine. We're gonna move through our first warrior practice today, which is called a dund. This is a practice that was used by Indian wrestlers, by warriors preparing for battle. It's sort of an active downward dog turned push-up that utilizes a dynamic movement. It combines large muscle groups in the shoulders and the hips to work together. And it also uses the cervical spine behind our neck to lift the gaze up, and you're practicing a little bit of flexion and extension there as well. So for the first one, watch me and then we'll do it together. We're going to do 3 in total. So you'll start in in a downward facing dog, and you're going to bring your feet as wide as the mat. From here, you're going to exhale as you start lowering downwards, pulling your elbows in just like our push-up before, grazing the mat with your chest, and inhale, lift up like so. You want to keep your feet active like so. You're not going to come onto the tops of your feet. You'll be on your toes. And inhale, push back. So from here, we're going to go exhale, lower down. Inhale, pull back up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, push up. Can't remember if that was 2 or 3, but we're going to do one more just for fun. Exhale, lower down, lift up, and inhale, push back, downward facing dog. All right, we got right into it. So from here, take a break, pedal the knees out one at a time, bending one knee at a time. Maybe lift and lower the chest a little bit. Maybe bend the knees 2 at a time. I'm always going to offer modifications for whatever poses that are. Maybe. Okay, just ahead. All right. So while we're in down dog, I'm going to just walk through a couple of quick binds that you should keep in mind throughout the practice. First one is called the hasta bandha, or the hand bind. While you're here, you want to almost suck the mat into the center of your palm. What this does is this takes the weight off of your wrist joint and puts a little bit more of the responsibility on your larger arm muscles, such as your biceps, your shoulders, triceps, things like that. The next one is called the chin bind, the Jalandhara bandha. For this, you want to tuck your chin into your chest, which again releases the back of the cervical spine. And lastly, you want the Uddiyana bandha, which is the abdominal bind. So rather than sinking your stomach down, you want to pull your belly button back into your navel so your lower back is straight and protected. Like a little bit of extra weight here. And simply release down towards the floor, letting gravity traction your spine down towards the mat. Take a couple of knee bends. Shake your head left to right, forwards and backwards. Start working out some of the kinks that we may have acquired throughout the day. And sort of let your belly rest on your thighs here for a bit of a gentle release. We're going to do a lot of spinal work and a lot of core work. So enjoy this last little break. Okay. From ragdoll, Release your arms and gently roll up. From here, this is our first standing posture, mountain pose Tadasana. You can bring your toes to touch or about 6 inches apart, whatever is comfortable for you, to stand in a nice upright position. Last bind we're going to talk about is the Pada Bandha, which is the foot bind. So lift up all 10 toes and gently lower them back to the mat one at a time. You want to feel the full sole of your mat resting on, full sole of your foot resting on the mat. So you have as wide of a foundation as possible, making you a little bit more stable throughout your practice. This bind will come in handy in all of our flows and our balancing postures, everything. So you'll want to keep this in mind. From here, we're going to inhale our arms up overhead, mountain pose Tadasana, starting from the feet. Lift the kneecaps up to activate the thighs. Roll the hips slightly forward so you're not arching your back. Ribs tuck in so you're not overarching here. Shoulders roll down the back. Fingertips lift up with pinkies rolled in to face each other. And exhale, hinging at the hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Let your head hang heavy. Gaze is down towards the toes or knees. You can have a micro bend in your knees as well. Inhale, plant the hands, reach halfway forward, Ardha Uttanasana. In this pose, you want your shoulder blades pulling in towards each other rather than rounding down. Core actively pulls back towards your spine. Hands can come to the ground or the shins or the knees as long as your back is pulling forward. Gaze goes forward as well. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. High plank, Balasana. Push the heels back actively, broaden your shoulder blades across your back. And then from here, we'll continue exhaling down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Shave. You want to shave the sides of your body with your elbows here. Keeping the core pulled in, thighs lifted. And inhale, roll forward, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Take one breath here. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step the feet up. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. Chaturanga Dandasana, shift forward, lower. Inhale, pull forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out here. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step the feet up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, one more time, arms up overhead, mountain pose Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step up, forward fold. Listen for the change after this pose. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sink the knees down deeply. Lift the chest, raise the arms up. Breathe here as we walk through some of the mechanics of this pose. You want your feet either touching or about 6 inches apart like so. Energetically pull the thighs away from each other so you're activating your thigh muscles and your glutes here. Once again, like always, pull the navel back in towards the lower back so your spine is nice and straight. Ribs knit in rather than splaying outwards. And shoulders roll down the back so your ears are nice and free. And reach up energetically with your fingertips. Exhale, plant the hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, lower to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, listen for the change here. Inhale, lift your right leg high, reaching tall through the right toes to stretch the right side of the body. Make sure that your hip isn't opening up outwards. You want to keep your hips facing down. And exhale, step the foot through right behind your right palm. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Look back and check that your feet are about shoulder width apart so you have a nice stable foundation when you rise up. Inhale, make sure you're stable. Lift the arms up, coming into a crescent lunge. Lifting the arms up overhead just like we did in mountain pose, but keeping that lunge position with our feet. Exhale, cactus the arms. Squeezing the shoulders down in towards each other, slightly lifting the chest up. Inhale, arms up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands back down, low lunge. Inhale, step back, and exhale, we'll cycle through our vinyasa. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll do it again on the left. Inhale, lift the left leg high, stretching through the left toes to stretch the left side of the body, but keep your hips nice and level. And exhale, low lunge on the left. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms. Lift the chest. Inhale, arms back up, crescent lunge. Exhale, low lunge, plant the hands. Inhale, step back. And exhale, vinyasa. Take a breath in downward dog. Catch your breath. Pedal the feet out. If you'd like, you can take a child's pose for a brief rest. All right, from here, we're gonna go through that a little bit faster now, breath to movement. From down dog, inhale, gaze forward, exhale, step the feet up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, bend the knees deeply, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale, step back. Exhale, vinyasa. From down dog, inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands back down, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, step the feet back. Exhale, vinyasa. Feel free at any point to take a modification, take the vinyasa on your knees, step the feet up. Forward fold. All right, guys. We're about to get a little bit more into it. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. From here, we're going to practice what is called a baitak or a Hindu squat. This is another activity that warriors, wrestlers would practice when preparing for a fight, for battle, whatever it is. A match, I guess wrestlers don't fight. All right, so from here, from Utkatasana, you'll bring your feet in a little bit closer and you'll slightly turn your toes outward. And what you're going to do as you lift your arms up, you'll inhale and you'll exhale to sort of swoop your arms down and drag your fingertips on the floor, coming back up on your inhale. So it's inhale, exhale, inhale, and the exhale is very quick. And you want to, again, activate your Ujjayi breath here. So it's a very quick motion, very heart pumping. So inhale, Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Chair pose. Exhale. Fold forward. Uttanasana. Press the hands down. Halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale. Plant the hands. Step the feet back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Upward facing dog. And exhale. Downward facing dog. All right, we're going to start playing with some balance and some direction now. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step the foot through, low lunge. Listen for the change. Inhale, come up to warrior one. Just like crescent lunge, you're going to lift your torso up. Only difference being you're going to spin your back foot down so it's completely flat and flush with the mat. Once again, you want to have a nice wide foundation between the feet, so make sure they're about shoulder width apart. You can kind of walk them apart if you're too narrow or on a tightrope, as we call it. And from here, exhale, open up to warrior two. Everything else stays the same. Legs stay the same. Knees stay just as bent. Open your arms up to the front and back of your mat. From here, inhale, lift the right palm, lift it up overhead, coming into a reverse warrior. Viparita Virabhadrasana. Left arm can rest on your thigh or go around the back for a bind, while the right arm lifts you up and back. Stay active through the left side body. You don't want to collapse onto your hip. And exhale, reach forward, extended side angle. Reach forward with your right palm and then let it come down to the mat or to rest on your elbow, while your left arm reaches up to the sky. From here, inhale, come to a star pose, sweeping the arm around in toes point in opposite directions. Fingertips reach up in opposite directions as well. From star pose, exhale, warrior two to the back of your mat this time. So we're facing the opposite direction of where we started. Turning, bending down over your left knee, right leg is straight. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right arm goes behind the back or on your thigh, left arm reaches up. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame your left foot, coming into a low lunge. Don't forget to pick up your back heel. Exhale, step the feet back. Chaturanga Dandasana, go through your vinyasa. From downward facing dog, we're going to do it again on the same exact leg that we started with. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. Right leg goes long. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, cartwheel the hands back down. Time for vinyasa. Let's meet again in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a breather. All right, inhale, lift your left leg high this time. And exhale, bring the foot through, low lunge on Dhanasana on your left side. Inhale, spin the back heel down, lift up, warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Again, for any of you who might be getting turned around, we're now doing our left leg. So we're bent over the left knee, right leg is long. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, warrior two, keeping the legs the exact same. Open your arms up to the front and back of the mat. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach forward, and then up with your left hand. Right arm can come around for a bind or stay on your right leg. Just like the other side, stay active out of the side that you're bending into so you're not just collapsing, you're still lifting up. And exhale, reach forward, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two to the back of the mat. So open up to the opposite side. We're now bending over our right knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, low lunge. and go into your vinyasa flow. All right, everyone in downward facing dog. From here, once again, inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, come up, warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two to the front of the mat. Right knee is bent, left leg is long. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, step the feet back. Exhale, time for vinyasa. From downward facing dog, inhale, gaze forward, exhale, step the feet up. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Use this opportunity to really stretch out your spine, which has been doing a lot of twisting. Exhale, release, forward fold. Make sure the weight is always evenly distributed on your feet whenever you're in these folded positions, so that you're not rocking too forward that your heels are lifted or too backwards that your toes are lifted. From here, chair pose, Utkatasana. And you guessed it, we're going back into a couple of bipeds. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sweep them through. Exhale, sweep them through. Inhale to lift. Exhale, sweep through. One more. Exhale, sweep through and lift up, chair pose. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna do that cycle that we just did one more time, a bit faster. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two to the back. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, vinyasa. Again on the right, inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down, vinyasa. Exhale, low lunge. On the left side. Exhale, extended side angle. Left hand plants down, right arm opens up. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two to the back of your mat. Right knee is bent. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge, plant the hands. Step back, vinyasa. Last time, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two, back to the front. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, vinyasa. On your next inhale, gaze forward. We're going to add in a little challenge this time. See if you can hop the feet forward, using your core as much as possible to land softly. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. You guessed it, couple more bithecs. Inhale, lift up, exhale, swoosh. Inhale. Inhale, and exhale. One more, inhale, exhale, swoosh through, chair pose. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Stretch the spine forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna start getting into some balances now, waking up some of those thigh muscles. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Listen for the change here. Inhale, we're gonna come into warrior one. So start spinning your left heel down. Before you come up, clasp your hands behind your back if you can, or grab your wrists or elbows, whatever is comfortable. And as you rise up, inhale, bind your hands together and punch them down towards the mat, lifting your chest up. So take a minute to kind of take a look at my form here. Everything else is just like warrior one. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight, pushing into the outer edge of your left foot. Hips are still squared to the front of your mat. They're not opening up to the side. Chest is still facing forward, shoulders down the back. And lift the gaze finally. So here's one more angle. From this pose, exhale, we'll come into humble warrior, Baddha Virabhadrasana. For this, you want to once again, keep your legs how they are, or open them up a little bit wider to give yourself some room to come down, and start lowering your chest down until your shoulder is right beside your right knee. And then from there, lift up your arms as much as you have room in your shoulders. Personally, I have pretty tight shoulders, so this is about as far as I'm gonna go, and that's fine. Inching your foot forward, your left foot forward, and then find the balance on your right foot, picking up your left foot while you go. You want to flex your left foot and push back actively through your heel. Keep your core tucked in. If you'd like a break with the arms, that's fine. I need a break. You can also extend them forward, reaching through the fingertips. If your hands are bound behind your back, reach forward through the crown of your head, so your foot and head are pulling in an opposite direction. On your exhale, plant your hands down about 6 to 8 inches in front of your right foot and lift the left leg up for a half split. Once again here, resist the temptation to let your left hip open up to the sky. You want to keep both hips facing down towards the mat, which will limit how high your leg might lift. If you would like, if handstands are in your practice, you can practice kicking in with some L hops. Or, if not, that's fine. From your warrior three, gently land back on your left foot, lifting up into a crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to twist to the right with an open arm twist. So open up your right arm to the back, front arm to the front of your mat. Sorry, left arm to the front, and turn your gaze to the right. And hold this pose. From here, we're going to inhale, and we're going to really flip-flop our arms all the way around. Left arm comes behind us, right arm comes forward, passing through a warrior two to get into a reverse warrior. And then exhale, low lunge. Inhale, step back. Exhale, vinyasa. Take a break here in downward dog, pedal the feet out. You did a lot of balancing work with your larger thigh muscles, so give them a break. Feel free to come down into a wide-legged child's pose, bringing your knees as wide as the mat, heels to touch, and let the chest sink down. It's a great time to towel off or get a sip of water. Woo. All right. Let's meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Left foot to the front of the mat. Inhale, warrior one with bound hands. So go ahead and spin your right heel down at the back of the mat. Inhale, binding your hands behind the back as you lift your chest, and then punching your fists down as you open your chest and lift your gaze. Keep your core pulled in and your ribs closed, but just lift the chest up. And breathe here. Inhale to sit up a little bit taller, lifting out of your hips. And exhale, see if you can punch down just a little bit more to open the chest. On your next exhale, we're going to lower down into humble warrior. Go ahead and sink your shoulders down until your left shoulder meets your left knee, and lift your arms up as high as they'll go. From here, we're going to come up into a warrior three balance on our left leg. Walk the right leg in, and then go ahead and lift it up, balancing on your left leg. Just like on the right, you want to keep your hips level, so don't open up your right hip. Keep it facing down. Push through your right heel with your fingertips. Actively pull your core in to strengthen your core, to strengthen your lower back. And exhale, plant the hands about 6 to 8 inches in front of your left foot and lift up for a half split. One of the feet if you like. On your next inhale, gently land back on your right foot and lift up into a crescent lunge. On an exhale, we're going to open arm twist to the left this time. So keep your legs bent. Right arm goes forward, left arm goes back. On your inhale, we're going to twist the arms all the way around, passing through a warrior two to get into a reverse warrior. And cartwheel the hands back down. Inhale, step back. Exhale, vinyasa. Take a break here. Pedal the legs out. We're going to go right into some hip openers. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step the foot through into a low lunge. Press your hands into the mat underneath your shoulders. Inhale, push the mat away. Just like in halfway lift at the top of our mat, stretch your spine forward, pulling your shoulders in together, and lift through the crown of your head. Exhale, release. Once again, play with some balance here to make sure that the weight is evenly distributed on the soles of your feet so that your hips are directly over if you can draw a line between your feet, your hips should be directly over them, not leaning too far back or too far forward, just in between. You can stay on your palms with arms stretched out. You can come down to your forearms. If you want to practice a tripod headstand, now's your chance. All right, from here, inhale, press the hands into the mat, lift the gaze. And exhale, we're going to come to a half squat on the right, Skandasana. Start shifting your weight over your right heel, like so, keeping your hips lifted if you want. Or if you have it, you can bring your hips all the way down. If you do so, you can pick up your left foot like so, flex the toes back so that you're protecting your knees. You want to keep your spine nice and straight here, so hands can be down if you want the balance, but lift up through your spine. Hands can also be outstretched like so in front of you, as long as your spine is straight. If you're up like this, your hips a little bit higher, your foot can be flat on the ground. You can still practice a straight spine with arms outstretched, arms at your heart center, arms down. Inhale through center, wherever you are, and exhale, Skandasana on the left. Try to keep it consistent with what you practice on the right. You'll have a second chance on the right side as well. And inhale through center, coming back to low lunge. Inhale, right leg lifts up high. And again, exhale, step the foot back through to, this time not low lunge, but lizard. So you'll step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Palms push into the mat. Gaze goes forward so that your spine is straight, pulling the navel back into the spine. Shoulder blades broaden across the back. You can stay active here. If you want, you can come down to your knee. You can lower down to your forearms for a little bit more of a deeper stretch. But whatever you do, try to keep your foot flat to the mat so you're not opening things up and risking your hips popping out of anything. No one wants that right now. And just rest here. All right, wherever you are, come back onto your palms, straightening the arms. Lift the gaze up. And listen for the change. We're going to bring our right foot up and across for pigeon pose. So you want your right knee just pretty much stay where it was, just behind your right palm. The shin sort of comes diagonally across your body, or it can be perpendicular like so if you have the flexibility. If you have more open hips, your shin will maybe get parallel to the mat. If not, just bring your foot back a little bit so it's closer to your left hip. That's totally fine. Do a couple of quick checks here. Make sure that your left leg is straight behind you in proper alignment so it's parallel with the mat. Check that your left hip isn't opening up too much. You want them to be level like so. Push your hands down into the mat. Sit up nice and tall. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and exhale, releasing down to your mat. And head can come down. You can also stack your fists, rest your forehead on your fists. Okay. From pigeon, go ahead and come back up, straightening the arms. And inhale, come back onto your toes and lift your right leg up high. And if you'd like, you can take an optional vinyasa here to get to the other side, or you can just lower back down to down dog. If you're going to take the vinyasa, exhale, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. I'm gonna flip around. Go ahead and walk your hands around, coming into another wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, press the mat away, lift the chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the chest. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, Skandasana, onto your left leg. Sink your hips over your left heel and hold. Inhale through center. Exhale, Skandasana to the right. Inhale through center. And come back to a low lunge at the top of your mat. Inhale, lift your left leg up high. And exhale, we'll come to lizard on the left. Swing your left foot to the outside of your left palm. You have a few options here. You can stay right here with your back foot lifted, palms flat to the ground, chest lifted. This is a little bit more active. You also have the Ekapada Rajakapotasana. It's a mouthful. It means one-legged king pigeon pose. Go ahead and walk your left foot behind your right palm. You're going to lengthen out your right leg this time. Make sure it's parallel to the mat. Do a quick check. Make any adjustments you need to with the angle of your left shin so you're not opening up your right hip, that both hips are level and even to the mat. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and release down. We'll take one more breath. Go ahead and push yourself back up, and on your next inhale, lift your left leg high into the air. And just like the other side, you have an option to just come down to down dog or take one more vinyasa. If you're taking the vinyasa, I challenge you to keep your left leg lifted. All right, that was our last vinyasa of the evening. Go ahead, come down to a seated position on your knees, and then your legs out nice and tall, extending the spine up, lifting out of your hips. And exhale, start to reach your fingertips forward as if someone is pulling on them. And when you can't go anymore, release there. From here, go ahead and inhale, slowly lifting the arms up overhead. One last stretch. And exhale, release the hands down next to you. Actually, keep them up in the air. We'll do one last core challenge as we come down to our back. Keep your arms outstretched in front of you as you gently lower down to the mat, using your abdominal muscles to support you so you can lower down with a lot of control. When you come down to the mat, go ahead and bend your knees to 90 degrees. Walk your hips down so that your fingertips can touch your toes with your palms down. All right, take a deep inhale. Exhale, push your palms into the mat, push your feet into the mat, and float your hips up. You can start walking your shoulder blades in towards each other and clasp your hands. Inhale, pull your hands down together to open your chest, walking the shoulder blades in. And exhale, push into your soles of your feet to lift your hips up. Make sure that your knees are both facing forward and back the shoulder width apart. And lift. And exhale, unclasp your hands, roll out your shoulder blades. Take bridge again. If you'd like to try wheel, you can listen to my cues now. Feet can stay exactly as they were. For wheel, lift your arms up overhead. Palms flip back and down underneath your shoulder blades so that your fingertips point down towards your. Take an inhale and exhale. through the soles of your feet and your palms, and your hips finally to lift up into full wheel pose. Keep broadening your shoulders across your back and pushing into your palms. Stay here for a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, slowly start lowering down. And unroll yourself. Bring your knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe rock side to side. Massage out the spine a little bit after all that hard work that we just did. I practiced the sequence indoors earlier, and whew, it was like water world in there. Sweating all over the place. I think I have an advantage of being outdoors here. All right, and then go ahead and keep your right knee pulled in. Let your left leg go long for Pavan Muktasana. We'll take a couple of quick stretches in the spine before we close out. Walk your hands around your knee and try to pull your knee into your chest and around over to your armpit, massaging out the hip joints. A little compression is necessary every now and then to release tension. And on your exhale, over your left hand, pulling over your right knee to the left hand side, and open your arm, your right arm and your gaze to the right, coming into a supine twist, Supta Matsyendasana, which means reclined Lord of the Fishes pose. I like to keep my left hand weighted on top of the knee that's twisted over to help traction it down towards the mat very gently. There's no forcing, but a little bit of added weight helps me get into a deeper spinal twist, which is really nice at this point of the practice. Yourself fall closer to the mat, release any tension you might be holding on to. Let your weight ground you. All right, inhale, unravel yourself. Bring your right knee back into the chest for a quick squeeze. And then go ahead and exchange your knees. Left knee comes in, right leg goes long. And we'll do the same on this side, sort of use your right hand to pull your knee over to the right hand side, coming into a twist on your left. Left arm opens up to your left side, and gaze goes in that direction as well. Again, you can use your right hand to ground your knee and just release into this twist. All right, let's not get too comfortable just yet. Go ahead and untwist yourself. This time, bring both knees into your chest. Open them wide. Start creating little circles with both the knees going in opposite directions, opening outwards. After a couple of those, see if you can go ahead and grab the outside of the soles of your foot with your hands. We'll come into happy baby pose, Ananda Balasana, for our final pose here. To get a deeper sensation in your hips, keep your knees bent like so and open your legs wide, rocking side to side. The more bent your knees are, the more you'll sort of get sensation in your hip joint. If you would like more of a stretch in your inner thigh, straighten out your legs one at a time or both at the same time, and you'll feel more of a stretch on your adductor muscles here on the inside of your thigh. I think that's right. Yeah, adductor. You can alternate between the two. You can mix and match, or you can just stay still. And when you're ready, go ahead. Release the leg. Very well earned Savasana pose, corpse pose. You can slightly roll your shoulder blades in to open the chest. Let your feet fall open. Let your hands fall open. And just let yourself breathe. It doesn't have to be through the nose. You can do some belly breaths here. You're welcome to continue to stay in your Shavasana pose if you'd like a bit of a longer relaxation. For the rest of us, we'll go ahead and roll on to our favorite side. It can be left or right, and come into a fetal position, pulling the knees close into the chest, taking a moment of rest. And then gently go ahead and push yourself up to a seat. I invite you to bring your hands together at your heart in a prayer position. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you feel a little bit more empowered, a little bit stronger, and more prepared to deal with whatever is coming our way because you have it in you. So congratulations, great job, and I hope to see you again next time. Thank you. Namaste.